Coming soon to own on video cassette.
Coming soon from Walt Disney Pictures. When he shrunk the kids, he promised his shrinking days were over.
All right, shrink machine, one last time.
But Rick Moranis has done it again.
We have critical mass.
Only this time,
Are we shrunk?
You shrunk us.
he's still got a few bugs to work out. From the makers of the smash hit Honey, I Shrunk the Kids comes a hilarious new movie, Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves.
You idiot! Don't you guys! You can step on us.
Now, they'll go to any lengths
Them skids.
and any heights to get the kids' attention before it's too late.
Get ready to party. You can't have a party.
What are you gonna do about it, Thumbelina? You are dead meat, mister!
Gordon, you're 3/4 of an inch tall.
It's the fastest,
Hold on! It's a jump!
The laundry chute!
it's the funniest,
I don't think we're using enough fabric softener. Jump! Hang on to what?
it's the tastiest,
For teenage girls, how much can they eat? Watch out!
and it's the wildest motion picture event of the year. Disney's Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves.
You know, Dad, I didn't invite those boys over.
Coming exclusively to video.
Here it is, the moment you've been waiting for.
This spring, the movie you've been waiting for is coming to home video.
Pour the wine and cut the cheese.
Every day, he rang the bells that brought the city to life.
If I picked a day to fly, oh, this would be it.
And every night, he dreamed of being a part of that life.
Remember, Quasimodo,
Yes, master.
this is your sanctuary.
Nobody wants to stay cooped up here forever.
You're right. I'll go.
When he came out of hiding and came to the party, his whole world turned topsy-turvy.
Arrest her. Sit.
Dare you defy me?
What a woman.
But with the help of 3 loyal pals
The cavalry's here.
and the friendship of the beautiful Esmeralda,
Come with me.
Quick, this way. Way to go, lover
he
boy.
saved the city he loved.
You're a surprising person, Quasimodo.
And made his dreams come true. Own the film Siskel and Ebert called the best Disney picture since Beauty and the Beast. Two spirited thumbs up.
Works for me.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame, coming to video.
I don't know, buddy. You still don't look quite right. I don't know how those guys make it look so easy. Hi, I'm Jason Alexander. I'm the voice of this guy, Hugo. The fun-loving gargoyle in Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. That's enough. I was just saying. He looks a little bit different in the film. That's because I didn't draw him in the film. I'm only an actor, for crying out loud. Not to mention the fact that there were a lot of talented people at the Walt Disney Studios who worked on The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It was the talent and creativity of those Disney artists that really brought the film to life. Now, I've been the voice of animated characters before, but nothing prepared me for this experience. And that's what I want to tell you about. So, stick around, and I'll personally give you a behind-the-scenes preview and show you how those animators and artists and technicians created Disney's 34th animated feature, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Hey, come on, will you? You're gonna miss the party. Wine, women, and song. Well, all right, all right, all right.
That's got it.
Sorry. You know, my years as an actor have taught me a lot about storytelling. I've always found that it's best to start a story at the beginning. That way, the technical director doesn't have to open the scene with an in-progress graphic notice over my face. See what I mean? So, let's start at the beginning. I'll never forget the day that Don Hahn, the producer of Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame, met with me. He was with Kirk Wise and Gary Trousdale, the directors of the film. They knew that I'd be perfect for the part of the wisecracking gargoyle Hugo, and they were pretty desperate. And that's the true story of how I was cast as Hugo, the star of Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Jason? Jason?
Don? Don Hahn? Is that you? How long have you been up there, Don? I was just telling the audience how you and Kirk and Gary asked me to...
Jason, I'm really sorry, but that's not the way I remember it at all.
You know, we've got to cast that obnoxious little gargoyle character. What's his name?
Yeah, Hugo.
Hugo.
I'm out of ideas.
Jason Alexander.
I don't have a clue. What about that guy from Seinfeld?
Jason Alexander.
Yeah.
The Taco, the funny hair.
No.
Yeah, Michael Richards. That's hilarious.
Jason Alexander. Jason Alexander.
What about
Jason Alexander.
What about Jason Alexander?
Has he ever done one of these before?
I hear he's kind of desperate. He'd probably do anything.
Yeah, probably will. I don't think that's rude. Well, anyway, I joined the great team of actors who created the voices for the wonderful new characters, including Hugo, the star of the movie, and Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And that was only the beginning. Ever since Walt Disney started making animated films in his Burbank studio, he started winning recognition for the quality of the studio's work. Over the years, the Walt Disney Studios have received 75 Academy Awards, 58 Emmy Awards, as well as countless awards and citations and honors for both artistic and technical achievements. Walt Disney personally received 32 Academy Awards. Disney's Beauty and the Beast was the first animated feature film to be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Picture of the Year. Producer Don Hahn and directors Kirk Wise and Gary Trousdale, as well as many of the artists and animators who are the creative forces behind Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame, were also the people who were honored for Beauty and the Beast.
Before that, I think the film industry and the public at large really looked at animation as maybe a children's medium. The Best Picture nomination really validated animation as an art form.
Up there, high in the dark bell tower, lives the mysterious bell ringer.
As the creative team at Disney Feature Animation was coming together on The Hunchback of Notre Dame, they realized that they were facing a brand new challenge.
It was a little tougher because it wasn't like a folklore fairy tale that you could interpret broadly. This was in print, a classic.
Basically the story of Quasimodo. He's a timid outcast who's been raised his whole life in the bell tower of Notre Dame by his sinister stepfather.
I think you're hiding something.
There's nothing that Quasi wants more than to be part of the outside world, and this desire is so great that it eventually draws him out of the bell tower, where he meets the beautiful gypsy girl Esmeralda and the knight Phoebus.
Hi there. It's extremely collaborative. We start with a script from our writers, and we'll begin to visualize that kind of in comic strip form up on a storyboard. And then we'll pitch that to each other. The story artist will get up and kind of go through it, comes back in, dresses as Esmeralda. That story meeting becomes a great chance for the directors to say, it's a little slow in here, and I don't like that line of dialogue, and what if we added a gag here? That process allows us to work out a lot of the bugs in the story before we ever get to the time-consuming task of actually animating the characters in the film.
Are you ready to fly?
You sure?
I think what interested us in the story to begin with was Quasimodo. Here you have this character which Victor Hugo literally put between heaven and hell. He's trapped up in the bell tower of Notre Dame, whose dilemma was to get outside and have his day in the sun.
Go on. Nobody wants to be cooped up here forever.
Casting the characters' voices was as important as deciding how they would look. Nominated for an Academy Award for his performance as Amadeus, actor Tom Hulse brings the voice of Quasimodo to the screen.
It's a map.
What are you talking about?
See, here's the cathedral and the river and this little...
I've never seen a map that looks like...
I've lived up in the bell tower for 20 years, and I think I know what the city looks like from up
not it.
The fact that they can put a look in a drawing's eyes is a thrilling thing, and so actually they're doing the acting.
I'm sorry, Master. I will never disobey you again.
You took a terrible risk coming here. It may not exactly show, but we're grateful.
The gypsy Esmeralda was described in Victor Hugo's original novel as beautiful, fiery, independent, desirable, and a dream come true. Actress Demi Moore was cast as the voice of Esmeralda. Now that's what I call typecasting.
Stop! These men aren't spies, they're our friends. She's an outcast, a gypsy, and they're vagabonds, and they have to live in kind of covert places to not be found out. And because of that, she's become a little bit of a scrapper, somebody who's got great survival instincts.
You fight almost as well as a man.
Honey, I was going to say the same thing about you. They video every recording, and that way they are able to get some of my mannerisms, my inflections, my posture. And the more I see and the more I've done, the more I think I start to meld with the character. It's been a great challenge. It's been really fun to do.
Citizens of Paris, Frollo has persecuted our people.
Handsome, dashing, Academy Award-winning actor Kevin Kline is the voice of Phoebus. Phoebus gets to hang out a lot with Esmeralda. You should have auditioned for the leading role.
Touché. Oh, didn't know you had a kid.
I was fascinated by the whole process. It was so different than what I'd expected. I thought the actors came in, they saw the finished animation, and they just gave it voices. But when I found out that it was just a contract, that the voices often animated the animation. I'd never played a character like this, and I'd never been a voice for a character like this. And it's fun.
Thank you. They must be stopped.
Veteran stage performer Tony Jay provided villain Claude Frollo's deep, smooth, and powerful voice, while at the same time conveying a sinister menace.
Mark my words, Gypsy, you will pay for this insolence. Excuse me just a minute. I just want to scratch my head. You are making your bid for immortality. You are in a movie by Disney.
Anyone who visits the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris can't help but notice the stunning gargoyles that adorn the building. But when Disney animators look at something like this, they can't help seeing other possibilities.
Like, well, there's gargoyles all over that thing. Of course they're going to talk.
Victor is played by Charles Kimbrough.
Sorry. He's very sensitive gargoyle, who I think sort of covers it over by being very strong and grand.
You ejected that tin-plated buffoon with great panache.
He's always acting very tall. I'm taller.
Way to go, lover boy.
And then there's the character that's closest to me. Look, a mime. What I meant to say was the character Hugo has a special place in my heart.
All right. Pour the wine and cut the cheese.
He's kind of a crazy frat boy who loves a good time and a good joke and all the food and drink he can handle.
The tact of a 2x4.
Rosie, what's wrong? Want to tell old Laverne all about it?
In what would be her last performance, wonderful character actress Mary Wicks played the role of Laverne. It seemed as though Laverne always had the last word, not to mention the best lines. Maybe it was just the way Mary delivered them.
I would like to have a moment with the boy, if it's all right with you.
We wanted the type of lady, who might be sitting on a rocking chair on the front porch with a shotgun.
With like a zillion cats all over the place.
Get away from me. Go on, you bunch of buzzards.
Animation fact. A misconception about the animation process at Disney involves the use of computers. Although computers enhance special effects and the movement of backgrounds and some objects like confetti, snow, and rain, all character animation done at the Walt Disney Studios is still done by hand, one frame at a time, the same way Walt Disney did it from the very beginning.